AR Minuteman Podcast, an Airman's podcast. I'm Melody Daniel, and today we're joined by some of our recruiting and retention team, as well as our education benefits team here at the 189th Airlift Wing. Thanks for coming in today. So let's just go ahead and kick it off, and if y'all don't mind, just go ahead and introduce yourselves and kind of tell us what you do here at the Wing.
All right, so I'm Master Sergeant Greg Burks, and I am the 189th Recruiting Flight Chief. So what my responsibility is basically is to supervise the recruiters that we have here at the Wing. We have 5, and just to make sure that they're doing their due diligence to do their job and just ensure that they have all the tools that they need to make sure that they are successful in filling this wing.
I am Sergeant Pierpoint. I am the Education Services NCOIC, and I deal with basically all voluntary education, members going to school. I help with tuition assistance and the National Guard tuition waiver, or NGTW, and I just basically help with the process of that and helping get people signed up.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Cole, so I'm the retention manager for the 189th. I do a plethora of things. So I help with retention, obviously retaining people, and in that there's a lot of stuff. So if someone's looking to cross-train, I can help with cross-training to another AFSE. If you're looking, if you just have a problem, like we have surveys that'll go out throughout your career, or you can come see me. There's surveys you can fill out to help identify what it is, and that it is taken into account and seen by important people that can help with all types of situations. I also deal with the GI bills, so whether it's the Chapter 1606, which is the Select Reserve GI Bill, anyone who signs up for 6 years gets that. If you're in a bonus AFSE, then there's the kicker that goes with that. Then there's the Montgomery GI Bill Chapter 30, and then also the Post 9/11 GI Bill Chapter 33. So I deal with all 3 of those GI Bill programs, including Post 9/11 if you want to transfer that to any of your dependents. I help with that process. And then the one people like the most, even though the GI Bills are worth a ton of money, is the bonus program. So each year when NGB puts out the bonuses or allow us to do local bonuses, I handle the bonus program.
Talk about what people need to be thinking about in the weeks leading up to school to get everything squared away and have that additional money and assistance.
The GI Bill I worked with, the VA is very forgiving. They will back pay you. But that NGTW and FedTA, you can go into details about the time limits that they're not forgiving at all.
So the NGTW, which is funded through the state, is a specific 60 days prior to class start date is when you can start submitting your applications to me, and up to 30 days after the class start date. With the FedTA, the federal tuition assistance, it's a lot more of a hard time frame. You can submit up to 45 days out from your class start date and only up to 7 days prior for the cutoff.
What do airmen need to keep in mind when they're wanting to use any of those tuition assistance programs? What do they need to have ready before they come see you? What are their steps to be prepared?
So for the FedTA, they just need to have an idea of what school they want to go to, start talking to that school. They can go online. It doesn't, like the NGTW has to be an Arkansas state public school, where the FedTA is more open with that. You can do almost any online school. But the main thing is knowing which school, letting me know. I don't process the TA for AGRs, but DSGs and technicians I can help. Basically, the member will let me know if they're interested in TA, and that's the route that they're going to go, and it is the best fitting. They decide what school. I send them the briefing. A lot of times I've just been doing virtual briefings because it works a lot better for people. If somebody needs an in-person briefing, I'm totally available for that too. They just let me know and I can schedule it in person. But the biggest thing that they'll need to have when they go to submit a goal after they've received all their initial counseling and all that stuff is their degree plan from the school. They have to have that document, and it lists out what classes they're going to take, and it has to be uploaded with their goal in order for me to approve it.
And Sergeant Cole, you were saying that your tuition programs are a little more forgiving. Tell us a little more about that.
Unlike FedTA and NGTW, they have hard time limits. The GI Bill, it's based off of just were you eligible to receive it. If you were eligible to receive it, even if you forgot and you went to school for multiple years and you never filed for it, if you then file for it and you get with the school you're going to, they can back pay you. So it's a pretty simple process. If the 1606, which is the Select Reserve Montgomery GI Bill, you have to come see me if you just got back from tech school because it has to be turned on. After it's turned on, then it's really just getting with your VA rep at your school and then initiating it, because it's based off of how many credits you're taking is how much you get paid. So the VA rep at your school will get with the VA and say, yep, they're taking this many credits, and the VA will look and say, oh, yep, they're qualified, and then they just start sending you the money. And if it's back paid, then they'll back pay the amount. So that's why it's really forgiving. That's why I always tell people, do this stuff with Sergeant Pierpoint, the NGTW, FedTA first, then do mine, because if you forget about mine, it's okay. We can fix it. If you forget about that one, then you're paying for school. They're very good benefits. The good thing about the Chapter 1606, though, is you also can use that with the NGTW and with the FedTA. There's so many education benefits that people can qualify for. Some people can qualify for all of them. Some qualify for a few of them. But just talking with us, we can tell you which one works best for you.
But everyone should qualify for something.
Yes.
There's no reason for somebody to not get something paid for.
Yeah, the only reason is if you already exhausted all of your benefits, like you've used them all. That's the only time. A lot of people, especially those who were prior service active duty, or those who've deployed and gotten the post 9/11 Chapter 33 GI Bill, is a lot of them ask about transferring education benefits to dependents. So just to go over that real quick, it's as long as you have at least 6 years of service and you qualify for the post 9/11, then I can help you with the steps of activating the post 9/11 and then transferring it to dependents. And the dependents just have to be in your DEAR system. And they've opened it even as wards, basically. If you, like foster kids now can use it. If you've been warded care of someone, there's a lot of people who can use it now, more than just direct dependents that it used to be. They have opened that up in the past year. But to get that process started is just a phone call to me. And then I have like a sheet that just walks you through the whole process on how to apply and transfer the benefit over. And another common misunderstanding with that too is that once I transfer it to a dependent, then it's theirs forever, and I don't know if I want them to have it. Just starting that process, I use it as an analogy of unlocking a door. You're just unlocking the door. You can go, as soon as you unlock that door, you do that first step of transferring at least 1 month to someone, you can go in and out that door all you want to. You can give more, you can take it back, you can move it around. It does start a 4-year obligation period after you unlock that door. But after the door is unlocked, it doesn't reset ever if you make movement.
And then I guess we maybe kind of saved the best for last, because, I mean, the name of the game is you can't use any of these benefits if you don't join the National Guard. So,
yes, indeed. So, like with anything, like Colonel Martin says, like Chief Rohauer says, we're all recruiters. So just keep that in mind. Anytime you're out, if you have an opportunity to share your story, to just share your experience with the Air National Guard and potentially bring somebody back to us, the recruiters are always available. That's kind of our thing, is we want to remain available to everybody. We're not 24/7. However, anytime you give our numbers and you have somebody shoot us a text or give us a call, we'll definitely do what we can to make sure that we reach out to them. So with that being said, we have a new location. We've been there for about a year. It's right by Firehouse Subs. Our address is 140 John Hardin Drive, and it's in Jacksonville. Our storefront number is 501-983-4691. And if anybody has any questions, any concerns, please, by all means, come by and see us. Give us a shout. We love to take on Guard members, family members, and friends, and bring them and make them a part of our family as well. So
So needs of the Air Force right now, is there, what are you looking for? What opportunities do we have in the wing for people that are ready to take that next step in their life?
we have quite a few opportunities. I'll always say that our biggest source of what we need is probably for the most part always going to be maintenance. They're our biggest unit. So maintenance, our cyber unit is growing. There's certain criteria that has to be met to be in some of those cyber jobs. However, we do have a little bit of everything open. So, but maintenance is definitely our one unit that we're trying our best to get filled up. So.
Okay. And start to finish, what does the process look like time-wise now for someone that's wanting to come in?
Wow.
So
Yes, great thing. So
we're coming out of COVID. There were a lot of delays. What's it going to look like for someone?
So I'm glad you said that because, even 5 years ago, start to finish, we could probably get somebody in a week. With today's climate and just the things that's going on in society, I'd say that start to finish is going to be more so about 2, maybe 3 weeks with the way that everything is going now. Different things you have to do to get through MEPS and getting them all the way cleared and whatnot. So I'd say somewhere between 2 to 3 weeks is going to be start to finish for those that do have somebody that might be interested in joining the Air National Guard. So.
Okay, great.
And then I was just going to add one more thing. Aside from helping with the college benefits and things like that, I can also help with your transcripts, your updating your transcripts in this system for your education record, anything having to do with your CCAF. I have information on that, as well as, for instance, if you have multiple AFSCs and you go into your affect profile and you notice that one of them isn't reflecting, I can get that updated for you. Anything you have questions with along those lines, I can assist with as well.
Well, again, thanks for joining us today to talk about education benefits and the benefits of joining the National Guard in general. As everyone starts heading back to school and thinking about what they're going to do in the future, it's great to have a chance to talk about benefits and all the other great opportunities our airmen have. Thanks again, and we'll talk to you all another time.
We are mission-ready airmen providing premier training to the C-130 and cyber enterprises, capitalizing on partnerships to support the state and defend the nation. Our vision is to be a diverse family of airmen, dedicated, adaptive, and empowered to lead.